Ironically, Tompkins was arrested on a day the stock market soared to a record high.
We turn to Wall Street, where another milestone has been reached.
The Dow gained more than 135 points and passed 13,000.
The Dow has closed above 13,000 for the first time in history.
But even as investors are making money in the market, Anthony Mason reports there are concerns tonight about the rest of the U.S. economy.
And Aaron, for people watching this tonight, maybe some people who don't have anything in the market, they hear it reported as good news. How is it good news for them?
The market's been up 17 of the last 19 trading days.
Right.
What is that telling us?
Well, it's telling you that people are feeling very good about company earnings that are out now.
Volcari says profits at blue-chip companies like Boeing, American Express, and McDonald's are up double digits from a year ago.
Earnings are good. They're coming in better than expectations, and people are feeling good.
But the bottom line of today's record in the market is that investors around the world believe that U.S. companies are growing and they are voting with their dollars. More money coming into the United States.
But Wall Street and Main Street appear to be headed in different directions. While the stock market's been racing ahead, the economy's been slowing down.
But, you know, you at home may have heard a lot of bad news lately about home prices or even things like Toyota topping General Motors in sales for the first time ever.
Housing is mired in a slump. Existing home sales plummeted more than 8% in March. The median price, now down to $217,000, has fallen for an unprecedented 8 straight months.
We have good news on housing, Brian, spending on businesses, earnings, and on the American consumer. And I know yesterday you talked about some of the horrible housing headlines we had. It was a different story today. We found out new home sales rose.
What's the likelihood this is going to affect the entire economy?
You know, it already has on the consumer side. We have seen economic growth get cut in about half in the last year. So clearly, the economy is not as strong as it was a year ago.
Rising gas prices, up 70 cents already this year, could slow the economy even more.
And then in the middle of the day, a very closely watched report, Brian Cross, about American consumers around the country in all 50 states. And what it showed is that consumers are still doing all right. That's you and me and everybody watching. And together, we're very powerful. We're 3/4 of the entire U.S. economy. If we're doing all right, that means the market is going to continue to rise and we could have more records in store.
But stocks continue to soar. It took the Dow more than 7 years to go from 11,000 to 12,000. It's reached 13,000 in less than 7 months.
NASDAQ gained as well, up more than 23 points on the day.
While the Dow measures just 30 blue-chip stocks, they're picked to be a broad barometer of the market. The other two major indexes, the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, also rallied today, reaching 6-year highs.
So it's not just the markets, it's the consumer.